Welcome back to another episode of A La Carte's 12 Cocktails of Christmas. A La Carte Cooking has been doing these for a few days now, and we're getting a little bit more intricate with our recipes. It's pretty awesome. This one I'm excited about because one, it's an old fashioned, and I love old fashions, and our family just loves having old fashions, and there's so many variations you can do with it. It's such a simple recipe. But how do you make it Christmassy, right? Well, there's always that hot buttered rum. That's a good one. But this one's gonna be a brown buttered old fashioned. Now it's kind of cool because we're actually gonna do a little bit of gastronomy, if you want to call it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take butter, we're gonna brown it in the pan. I got the pan heating up right now. We're gonna brown it, and then what you'll do is you'll actually emulsify the butter and the bourbon together. Once you do that, you stick it in like a refrigerator, freezer, something like that, and you let the solids come out. And what's left is that brown butter flavor profile in this, and then you basically just skim off the fats off the top. So you'll see that, it's gonna be really cool. Let's get to it. So, here we're doing the brown butter. I got this pretty warm. We're gonna use about 2.5 ounces of butter. Now depending on your stove, if you got a gas stove or an electric stove like we have here, or an induction stove, cooking times are gonna vary. But what you're looking for is you wanna brown that butter. You don't wanna burn it. So once it starts browning, you're gonna wanna take it off that heat. We're using these Hex-Glad saute pans, and Gordon Ramsay swears by these things. They're pretty darn good. I do like them. We use all sorts of pans. We use cast iron, stainless steel, and this Hex-Glad. And for a non-stick pan, this does a pretty good job. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do about this 2 to 2.5 ounces of butter, and I'm gonna do about 4 ounces of bourbon. Now it seems like, wow, it's a lot of butter to bourbon. You're just drinking butter. Well, when it's actually solidifying in the freezer, you're gonna skim that off. So you'll see what that looks like. Loving this. I do love cooking. You'll probably see more of me just cooking random things. I love doing steaks, pastas, whatever it may be, but cocktails is kind of a fun thing to do, especially around the holidays. It's very easy. So we're getting this going here. Hasn't browned yet. All right. You can tell here we've got some definite color change. And what's really cool is you'll see the bubbles have actually stopped being big bubbles and they're tiny little bubbles. So you know you're pretty darn close here. Now brown butter is a special thing in that you can burn butter quickly. And I think we're right at that point that it is brown. You can tell this right here. It looks awesome. You can see how that color right there is actually like a brown color. Ooh, and it smells amazing. Oh, I just want to throw sage in here, but that's gonna be weird in this cocktail, so we're not doing sage. All right, now what's fun is we've got this brown butter over here. We're gonna do about 4 ounces or so. You can do 4, you can do 6, whatever you want, really. This little jar of ours has so much usage that I actually know what it has. Those lines, they're pretty much disappeared at this point on here, but that's about 4 ounces. I think I might just do a smidge more. So we'll do like somewhere between 5 and 6 ounces. It is not a science, as you can tell. We're gonna take this brown butter. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's amazing looking. And in it goes. This is where it gets very tricky. I'm gonna be very careful. Delicious. Now you can see how it basically separated there. That's where we wanna actually keep making sure that we emulsify it. Stir it up. Look at that, huh? You can use a blender, you can use whatever you want, but I'm gonna take this and actually just pop it right into the freezer, kind of flash cool this thing and get those solids to separate. I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? Looks good, right? Mixed up pretty well. It's a completely different color. We're gonna pop this in the freezer and we'll show you what it looks like later. I think our bourbon butter is just about ready. Ew, I am so excited about this. Okay, so we browned the butter. We emulsified it with the bourbon. We stuck it in the freezer to quick chill it. And look at this. How cool is that? This is science in cocktails. It's science tales. That didn't work out as well as I thought. I really thought it was gonna be pretty good. It just, man. Originally, I thought that I was gonna be able to scoop this out, but you can tell that there's a lot of little parts. We'll see if I can scoop out as much as I want out of this thing. Ooh, look at that, that's so fun. How cool is this? Let's just start going making this thing, okay? To recap, we're doing an old fashioned. So we're doing 2 shots of buttered bourbon. Brown buttered bourbon, thank you. And then we're gonna do 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters, and I got butter on my mind. And we're using the simple syrup. I think we're gonna start with about a half shot to 3/4 shot simple syrup.
Why don't we taste it?
Oh, taste it straight.
Yeah, taste it.
Oh, now she's talking. I like it. Our producer, thinking. Oh, look how fun this is. Well, it definitely has that butteriness to it. Wow, that is a lot of butter. Wow, that's a lot of butter. It's kind of crazy.
Whoa, but it is delightful.
Oh, super good. Super, super good. We're just gonna rock and roll with this baby. So I'm getting us an ounce here. Woo, don't lose it all. In it goes. There's our first shot. These little strainers were a gift with a set that my sister got, and it actually works out beautifully well for this little occasion here. Crazy how it's not clear, right? Okay, in it goes. Let's get our Demerara simple syrup. Gonna get about a half shot in there. I have a feeling we're gonna need a little bit more. Just based off of tasting it, it's gonna need an extra, just a little smidge. We're gonna do our 2 dashes of Angostura Bitters.
Why do you like Angostura Bitters?
Why do I like Angostura Bitters? It's a classic bitters that almost every bar is going to use in their bourbon drinks. Now, you can use coffee bitters, you can use orange bitters, pecan bitters, any type of bitters that you can find on the market. There's a good number of companies making bitters. Angostura is one of the oldest bitter companies out there, and it just has a very unique profile. I wouldn't use, say, Peychaud bitters, which is perfect for a Sazerac. It has too much of a herbal, like licorice-y flavor profile in an old fashioned. I just don't think it works very well. Okay, well, I think that's looking beautiful. It's stirred up enough. Now, partly why we stir it for at least 30 seconds, I feel, is to get the water to melt into the whole thing, and it dilutes it a little bit, balances out the cocktail. This clear ice cube, I'm gonna show you guys this on another video. This is called the Lazy Man's Ice Cube. It's so fun. It's a nice, giant, clear ice cube. Oh, I'm so excited. Look at this. Yum. Oh, it looks good. Whoop. It had a little bubble in there. You see that? It's alive. It's alive. Ooh, check this out. Look at all those little bubbles. How fun is that? If you want to garnish it, I think garnish is always nice in these cocktails. Just garnish it with a cinnamon stick. Let's taste this. Well, actually, with the cinnamon stick, it has a really potent smell. So yes, I think the cinnamon stick is needed just to balance out the aromatics of it, because it is very buttery. Wow, damn, that is good. That is surprisingly delicious. It reminds you of hot buttered rum, but just, I don't know, a little smoother. It's so good. The producer's gonna have to try this. She's handling the camera. Wow, I definitely recommend giving this recipe a try because it is delicious. It has a creaminess to it that is very subtle. It's super nice. It's got that old-fashioned flavor profile to it. What a fun little drink. I suggest giving this a try. Yes, it's a little bit more technical of a drink, but it's fun. And you can tell your friends, I'm a scientist. Maybe. Anyways, whatever. All right, guys, if you like this, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and tell me what you try that's unique in your own. What gastronomy do you do in your kitchen? I want to know. And I'll give it a shot. It might be great. It might turn into something explosive. Who knows? Anyways, guys, I hope you're enjoying these 12 cocktails of Christmas, and Merry Christmas. We'll see you on the next one.